everyone, welcome back. Before we start coding, I want to give you a quick and structured overview of what we will be building today. This short presentation will help clarify the goal of the project, the logic behind it, and the Python tools we will use. After that, we'll jump right into writing the code together step by step. Okay, today we are performing data generation, sorting algorithm, and file input and output. So the scenario will be like we do have the goal, and today's goal is to act as a data engineer. The mission is to generate a massive data set, perform a series of logical operations and transformations on it. We do have the constraint, and the constraints consistency, and the generated data set must be reused across all tasks. And lastly, we are restricted. We cannot use the Python's built-in sorting shortcut, the data generation. So here we are going to create a list of 5,000 random integers, range from 1 to 100,000, and we are going to save this list to a file named original numbers.txt. So task number 2 is the algorithm. So the challenge here is we must sort the list we had of 5,000 numbers, and we are restricted. We cannot use the sort function or the sorted function from the sorted container. We must implement manually the bubble sorts algorithm. All right, so task number 3 is the sorted outputs, and in this section we are going to save the 5,000 integers. We are going to save them in an ascending order and write them to ascending.txt file. We are going also to save another one to a descending order, and to write them to descending file.txt. And we have to ensure our code is clean, the logic is well documented. So here is the twist in task number 4. We have to do a custom middle first order. This is crazy. So in this section, we are using the sorted list, the list we sorted, to create a new file named middle first.txt. So what we're doing in this file is we are going to sort everything, but we are going to start at the middle element, pick the next element on the left, pick the next element on the right, and repeat until the list is exhausted. So we have the list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is like the sorted list, and here we have the middle first list. 3 is in the middle, so we're starting with 3, 4, 1, 5. As I think you can see the pattern here. So this is what we are going to do over the 5,000 numbers we have. If you have any question, please comment down below to generate the random numbers. So how we are going to do is we are going to use the random module. So imports, we are going to import random, and next I am going to create an empty list. lst equal empty list. So this is the list I'm going to use to store all the number generated. So next what I'm going to do is I'm gonna use the while loop, because if I just generate once, it's gonna only generate one number, one random number. But for me to be able to generate 50 numbers on the row, I'm gonna use the while loop to keep doing it until so let me show you. So while the length of my list is less than 50, I'm gonna start by 50 because I don't need to use a large number now. I need to test everything and to understand, to know if what I'm doing is working. So I'm gonna use first, while the length of my list is less than 50, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna generate the numbers. So I'm gonna do rand is equal to random rand, and the range here will start from 0. Let me do 100 first. This is just testing and see if what I'm doing is working. Next, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna append all the numbers generated to my list. I'm gonna do lst.append, and what I'm going to append is I'm gonna append everything in the random. I can test this, so we can test this by using the print function and see we've been able to generate the numbers. So I'm gonna do print my list. All right, so I think you see we have a list of 50 numbers here, but how to make sure that we do really have 50 numbers? I can do len my list, the length of my list. If I run the program, it's 50. We got it. So that was the first thing. I'm gonna just comment this line here because I don't need it. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to create the original numbers.txt file. where we are going to write our 50 numbers. So how I'm gonna do this is I'm going to do with open, and what we are going to open is we are going to open the original numbers.txt. The next thing is I have to use the quote original number.txt. I'm going to use the write mode because I want to write the numbers to this file. And the next I'm gonna do the encoding equal UTF. Let me do this UTF, and I'm gonna open it as FW. So next, what we are going to do here is we are going now to write the FW dot write. So here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Cause so before I go there, I need to test something here. So let me first comment this. I need to to test our list. So what is happening here is we have a list of 50 integers, and we want to write those 50 integers to this original numbers.txt. But the problem is we cannot write integers directly to a file. We want to convert them to a string so we can be able to write them to this file. The other problem is if we just convert the whole thing to a string and then write it here, it's going to be a one long string. That's gonna make sense. So the thing we want to do is I'm gonna use the join function to join them and separate them with an empty space. So I'm going to do empty space dot join, and what I'm going to do here is I'm gonna use the map function. So the map function will help to convert every single item in the list to as a string str. So the map function will help me to have the function work on each element of the list separately, not a whole. So I'm gonna do string end of the list. So this is how I'm going to do it. I think we're done here. So this is we can test this to see if we've been able to write our list to a file called original numbers. Okay, I'm gonna try to run our program. Okay, so far so good. There is no errors. I'm gonna come here and look. Okay, we generated our original numbers.txt file. I'm gonna open the file. This is good. This looks good. And as expected, we've been able to write them to our original numbers.txt. So the next thing we are going to do is, so after generating, storing, and writing our 50 numbers to the original numbers.txt file, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to open the file we created. We are going to open it. We are going to use the bubble sort algorithm to implement it manually, the bubble sort algorithm. And then we're gonna sort our file or our lists in ascending and descending order. I'm gonna open first our file using the with, and what I'm opening is the original numbers.txt. So I'm gonna just repeat the same thing as I did here, save time, and I'm gonna change this. So here I'm gonna do let me just do like this. So with open original numbers.txt file, I'm opening it in a read mode, not a write mode, and encoding equal same thing as fo. Okay, so I'm gonna do values in the file is equal fo dot read. So we are going to read the values in the file, or we are going to read the file. So next thing we are going to do is we are going to split. So I'm gonna do equal split equal. So we're gonna split the value in this variable. So we are going to do the value in the variable dot. So we are going to split because the moment we have all the values in our file as string. So we are going to split them to be able to iterate over each value and be able again to store them to a new list. So I'm gonna do splitted equal value in dot split using the split function. I'm going to do a new list, and the new list equal is gonna be empty because we are going just to create. Now I'm gonna use the for loop to loop inside all the values in our splitted. So I'm gonna do I in splitted in split for I in splitted. So what we're doing after that, I'm gonna do convert the strings. Convert string equal int, and I'm gonna do what I'm converting is I. Okay, so next what we are going to do is I'm gonna again append all the i's values to our new list. So I'm gonna do new list dot append our i's. All right, so but if I append I, it's gonna be wrong because this is not gonna apply to the i's. So I'm gonna append our convert string, not I. Now I was able to, so the next thing I'm going to do is now to implement the bubble sort algorithm. So the bubble sort, to do it, I'm gonna use def. So I'm gonna do def bubble to def bubble, and I'm gonna pass it the new list because this is what I'm going to sort. So I'm gonna do, to so it makes sense, more sense, I'm gonna do bubble sort new list. Now here what I'm going to do is, so we defined our function called bubble sort. We gave it our list, new list, which is not sorted yet. So the next thing we are going to do is we need first to is, so the next thing we need is the indexing length of where we are going to do the comparison. So now I'm gonna do int length is equal to the length our list, which is the new list. So, and I'm going to do -1, and I'm doing -1 here because we cannot perform the comparison on the last number of the list because there is no number after it. So that is why I'm doing this -1 here. So, and next I'm gonna do sorted equal false. Okay. So that was the first step. So next I'm going to do while not sorted. While not sorted, I'm gonna say sorted is equal to true. So here I created a local variable called sorted, and I said it's first. So while not sorted, while it's not sorted, I'm gonna do true. Sorted equal true. So next I'm gonna do for I in range. For I in range of 0. For I in range of 0 to our length of new list -1, which is gonna do, which I'm going to take the variable in length. For I in range of 0 to in length, if our new list, so here I'm doing if new list to the I position, which is the value to the left, is greater. If the value is greater than new list, the I but +1, which is going to be the value to the right, which one should be inside here. And now we need to say that sorted is equal false. Okay, and now new list to the position I, so to the left position, and new list I to the right position. This is the right position. So we're gonna swap them. We're gonna take the element to the right position and start with put it to the left position, and with the one to the left position put it to the right position. And what we are when we've done, return our new list. So, and the next thing I'm going to do is to call our function. So I'm gonna do our new list. The new list is equal to bubble sort, which is here, bubble sort new list. So bubble sort new list. That is what we're doing. So we created our new function and we gave it our new list. We created a local variable, and we wanted here to take the length indexing of where we are going to perform the comparison. We created another local variable sorted and equal to false. So while not sorted, sorted equal true, and the while loop is going to look each element of the new list for I in range of 0 to the comparison length. If new list, so this one going to be to the right and the other one to the left position. And we returning the new list. We are here calling the new list the bubble sorts and passing new list as my argument. The next thing I want here is to write my ascending order file and my descending order file. So I'm just gonna come down here again and do with, let me fix this. So and do with open, and what I'm going to open here is my ascending file. I'm going to create an ascending file. This is a new file .txt. So I'm gonna open it in write mode. Okay, and the encoding, which is going to be UTF-8, and I open it as let me see, this was as a as file ascending. All right, so next what I'm going to do is fa.write, and what I'm going to write is the string of my new list, the string of my new list. Next thing, I'm going to write my descending order. I'm going to repeat the same thing. I'm going to do with open, and what I'm going to open is my descending order. So my descending order file .txt, which again I'm going to open in write mode, and now I'm going to do the encoding equal UTF UTF-8. Okay, so again, I'm gonna open it as file D. Okay, fd.write. I'm doing the same thing. String of my new list. So I'm gonna do to be able to write the file in ascending order. So now I'm gonna just reverse because the file is already sorted. So I'm going to reverse my file by using the slicing operator -1 here. So this is how I'm gonna reverse the content of the file to be written in order. So I hope this will work. I'm gonna try again to run the program and see if it's gonna work, because I've done the sorting of my, and now I'm writing my elements to the new files, the ascending and the descending order. So let me run the program and see if it works. Okay, so let me run first section here. Let me run my second section. So far I don't see no problem. So let me come here and see if my file was created. I have the original numbers file and ascending file. So I'm gonna first open my original numbers. I have the numbers here, so it's just randomly. So I'm gonna come back here, open my ascending order file. It's the same numbers, but now they are sorted from the smallest to the largest numbers. Next, what I'm going to check is my descending order, because here you can see we start with 0, 5, 9, 17, 18, 18, 19, 21, 21, and so on. The last numbers are 20, 93, 95, 97. So 97 is the last, and the first is 0. Let me go back and see the descending order file. This is my descending order file, and this time we start with 97 and land to 0, which is working so good. So this one was a success. Let me go back to my file here. No, let me close my files. So the next thing I'm going to do here, so the next thing we are going to do is to create the middle first file. The middle first file is what we are going to work on this time. Right, so the first thing we did is to create a list of 100 random numbers, and we did write our list to a new file called original numbers. The next thing we did is to use the bubble sort algorithm to sort our random numbers. We then wrote the numbers to a file in ascending order and descending order. So the next thing we are going to do is to create our custom middle first file. So we are going to use the sorted list to create a file where the sequence starts from the middle elements of the sorted list, then alternate between the next element on the left and the next element on the right, continuing outward until the element. So first I'm going to import asks, and asks is the module that is going to help me to convert the document into a Python list, because right now the document is not a Python list. So I'm using asks to help me to do that. Now in this section, I'm going to open my file with open. So I'm gonna use my file in ascending order. So I'm gonna do with open, and I'm gonna open the ascending.txt, which I'm going to open in read mode encoding equal UTF, and I'm going to open it as FA. Okay, with open ascending.txt. All right, so I'm gonna do items in equal fa dot read, and next I'm going to do let me see. Next I'm just gonna do nlist is equal, which means just new list is equal, and here I'm using my asks module is equal asks dot let me do literal. So I'm gonna do ask dot my literal values, and I'm going to pass my my items inside. So n lists equal ask dot literal value items in. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna now start working on my order. Like I'm going to order my files. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a new variable. It's going to be a global variable, and I'm going to call it middle equal, and middle, I'm going to take the length. So I'm going to take the length of the n lists, and I'm going to divide it by 2. So I'm going to take the length of the n list and divide it by 2. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm going to say values equal. So my values is gonna be the I'm gonna initialize a new list here, but in the new list I'm going to pass the middle element in my list first, and then I will append the next element. So I'm gonna do n list, and I'm gonna take the middle value, which I just did. The middle value, middle. Yes. So I just created the new list, but in my new list, it's gonna start with my middle value, the value in the middle um of my new list. Okay. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna give the left value a variable and the right values another variable. So I'm gonna do is equal middle minus 1. That's left. Right is equal middle plus 1. That's my right. And next I'm gonna use a while loop to look into my list and take the value to the left and the values to the right, and then sort them in a middle first order. So I'm gonna do here again while. So while my left value is greater or equal, while my left value is greater or equal to 0, so or my right value is less to the length of my new list, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna say if left is greater or equal to 0, I'm gonna take that value and append it. So I'm gonna do values dot append the value. So I'm gonna append the new lists, and I'm gonna take the element to the left position. All right. Okay. And next I'm gonna do left is equal to left minus 1. Next I'm going to do if for the right values. So I'm gonna say if right is less than the length, if right is less than the length of n list or new list, I'm gonna do what is it? Is here. So I'm going to do values dot append, and what I'm going to append it the same thing. So the length. So I'm gonna do what I did here is I'm gonna just take this, add it here, change this to right, because I need the value to the right position. So the next thing I'm going to do is just gonna repeat the same thing. Right is equal to right plus 1. I think it's plus 1 in this case. This is going to be the end of our program. So in this last section, what we did is we did first to import our asks module, and the asks module is going to help us to convert ascending.txt file elements into a Python list. That is what we did in this line. The next thing is we are going to create a new global variable here that we are going to use to see our list, the length of our list divided by 2, to be able to take the middle element. And this middle element, we are going to put it in our new list, the new list we created. The first element, it's going to be the middle element of our list. Then left value, right value. We are going to use a while loop. The while loop is going to check the element to the left if it's greater or equal to 0. The element to the right if it's less the length of our list. Then we're going to do some comparison again. Then we're going to append the value to our list. This is going to be the the left value, the right value. And then this last line here, what we did is we did open and create our middle first.txt file. And now we are going to write our list elements to this file, and we used this line here. So then last thing we are going to do is to test the program, to run the program and see if working as expected. So I'm gonna run this first section here. I'm gonna run this second section here, and the last I'm gonna go and see if it's working. So here I have my original numbers, my middle first.txt, descending order, and ascending order. I'm gonna open and see the elements. So this is our list of numbers, 50 numbers. This is the ascending order from small to large numbers. That is correct. Descending order from large numbers to small number, and we can see the consistency. It's same list. We are using the same list always, which is good. And the middle first file, which is here, we see 64, 65, 62, 67, 58, 75. So everything here is working as expected. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was it.